This thing on? Yeah. Bear with me, y'all. This video you're about to watch was filmed under horrible windy conditions and audio was bad. I knew it would be, but I tried to do a voiceover filming thing with my other camcorder, and for whatever reason my computer quit working with it. Man, I hate technology with a passion. So instead of doing it on the computer, I'm gonna try to do it this way. I don't know. I'm gonna see how this works. I had this thing about done. That's why it's been so long this video coming out. I've been fighting this thing. I don't get it. Technology and me don't get along. I'll be right back. Hey y'all. Here to do a video this morning at Lake of the Ozarks, Central Missouri. It's December 7th, beautiful day. I'm actually gonna do some fishing on one of my videos. How's that for interesting and new? Got a specific thing we're gonna try to do today though. We're gonna fish one bank with one bait, one technique. I think it's an interesting technique. It's one of our favorite ways to catch bass. Buddy of mine's showing up here in a few minutes. We're gonna go out for a little bit, and I hope y'all can get something out of this. It's really an important thing in cool and cold water fishing. We're not quite cold yet, but we're getting cool. I'll be back in just a little bit. There you go. There's one, thumped it. That fish hit on the fall and thumped it just like you want him to. So it's again a little fish. That's Glen. Hi Glen.
How's it going?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up here just a little ways. We're gonna fish a bank that I fished since the mid '80s maybe, and it is a dink fest bank until it's not. I would love to have done this a week ago because I come here that last tournament and I caught 20 bass in 45 minutes, one keeper. Water temperature's down 5-6 degrees. They're still gonna bite there. The wind's gonna hurt us some. I got lots of excuses. We're gonna fish one bait, basically one technique, and I'm gonna have Glen show you one real quick. This is called a Hula Grub. It's an old bait that had rejuvenation back in the 90s, I guess it was. Bobby Garland started making it as a Hula Grub. We called those spider jigs back in the 70s. And I always thought they was a dink bait only, because they do catch a lot of little fish. They catch every fish. Then you start catching 5-6 pounders on it, you change your mind. That'd be cool to do that today. But mostly we're going to show you how we do this. I'm showing 46-degree water temperature, which will be a little bit warmer where we're going, but not much. It's not winter temperatures yet, but it's getting close. Anyway, so we're going to...
There's a pro tip right there. See how that's tied on?
Yep. I guess you're using fluorocarbon.
It's a no slip,
yeah.
No slip loop knot.
Look at
right
that.
There.
That's something you want me to learn? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And what head's that?
That is a Jackso chomper head. I don't like them.
No, truthfully, the stand-up chompers, that's something we can talk for hours about. I'm still using them. I have a mold to make them myself. They get hung up a lot. But they also make the bait do some pretty fantastic things. These baits are best on clean banks. Gravel, well, that's what we're going to be fishing: rock, gravel, brush, everything. This little stretch of bank's 125 yards long. It has everything on it. There's a channel swing in the middle of it. It's got everything.
On the regular stand-up heads, which I like those heads.
Yeah. The biggest thing's weed guard and hook on these baits.
Yeah.
The weed guard's got to be right. Yeah.
Stand-up.
Yeah, they come through rock horrible, but they do stand up and they throw that bait's tails, make the tentacles. So we're gonna go do that right now. Right now, actually. Okay, I know the wind's gonna get us on some audio today. That's fine. Right now, it's not bad. We're gonna start here. We're gonna work that whole bank out, and truthfully, it'll take us a couple hours to work that bank if it's right. That's 125, 150 yards long. We're starting off the channel swing. The channel swing's right in the middle of it. It actually don't come to the bank all the way. Good bank. Of course, the wind's gonna be tough. I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna fish a little bit. I'm gonna try and get back into the wind. Well, Glen draws first blood. Now I said it's gonna be a dink fest, but a bite's good. A bite helps. How deep was that fish, Glen?
3 or 4.
That's what I figured. Cool. I don't doubt that salt helps catch fish, but the thing about salt is also it costs way less than plastic when you put salt in the bait.
Sure, yeah.
It takes up volume.
Yeah.
So I have never poured salt in a bait myself in my life.
Virgil never did.
Yeah. I'm not sure that Geet did either. the garlic, all the stuff built into it, the softness of the plastic, and the way, that's the most important thing to me. Most important thing that happened for me and Glenn today, from the fun factor. We had a lot of old stories to tell each other. We've both been in the marine business. He still is a marine mechanic on Lake of the Ozarks. Really good guy, great mechanic. Doesn't like to work on mercuries, but he'll work on anything. Talking about people we knew, Geet and Virgil Hidman, some of the stories. It's just a lot of fun. And catching a few fish we go didn't hurt anything either. Pretty good day with a good friend. Windy, that's the whole problem with the audio, and hopefully this can work out all right doing it this way. We caught fish fairly shallow, couple foot or less to 9 or 10 foot. We did try different things. We tried dragging baits out a little bit deeper, hoping for larger fish. So many times this time of year, though, the fish will be mixed up from shallow to fairly deep. Again, all we're catching is small bass. We did end up with 2 keepers on the day, but that fish there come about 3 foot of water, and most of the fish did come fairly shallow, which they ought to, 49-degree water and wind blowing. Back then. Now I can't wait to get home. I felt him, that's all. There's one. Wow. You know, we wouldn't have a mess of fish yet if these were legal. They're all, you know what, that's good healthy recruitment though. Good numbers of 2-year-old bass. That's got to be a good sign, don't it? Oh, that's a better fish. Not a big one, but better. Boy, he's up there about 1.5 foot of water, wasn't he? Oh, yeah. Not very deep. Cool. Talking about this kind of fish, which just really is kind of finesse way of going about, at least my way is that hook set. I don't set the hook very hard with these baits. They're light wire hooks. You make too big a hole sometimes. Light wire does not take a lot of effort, and I'm using fairly light tackle. So if you notice, a lot of my hook sets are more of a sweep, short little jerk. It's not a haul away and hit them hard thing. Now I'm throwing 8-pound line. Glenn is throwing 12 to 20. It shows there's a variety of ways to do this. I prefer to use this as a finesse technique, one of the oldest finesse techniques I've ever done. Glenn, not as much. We both caught bass, so who was right? Neither one of us. I'm gonna make it in there. That's the ones that hurt the most. There, it's gonna be your deal, buddy. Go get them. What the deal here is, we're trying to cover the bases. We're going behind the docks, which even in the wintertime, I'll fish behind the dock if it's got any depth to it. And so I backed the boat in to give Glenn a good opportunity. It's too tight to put a 20-foot boat in and fish it, both of us. So I thought I would back him and give him a shot extra. I did that several times. And it works. You got to be brave. You got to be able to get over those cables, under the cables. We're both skipping the baits. We're doing all kinds of things, trying to find these fish. And we caught bass behind the docks, in front of the docks, beside the docks. It's one of those days. I like those kind of days myself. When I used to guide, this kind of stuff you do for guide clients. You got to put them in them fish. And kind of hope you don't get big. Some of these cables are hard. And I'm throwing 8-pound line, so that means that's time for me to retie again, which is a problem, but it's my problem. I'm gonna take what I think the advantages are over having an 8-pound line and say it's cost doing business. That means retying every 10 or 15 minutes before you get hung up whether you catch a fish or not. Man, popular man. Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. Oh, get the net. Please get the net. Please. Oh, That's the smallest one yet, Glenn. Yeah, we're dadgum, Glenn. Man, small for that. Look at that. You don't see them that size every day. Thank goodness. Fish just picked it up. I felt him pick it up. I felt him drop it. Now, what's the deal with that? Catfish? Drum? Oh no. There we go. There we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this one's pulling. This one's pulling. You know what? That's the same place I caught that keeper last tournament, right there. A piece of wood there. I don't think he's not big fish, but he definitely thinks he's something. Look at this. Look at this. Because it's winter time. Now here's the problem. 8-pound line, you probably shouldn't lift them in like that.
Might be 15.
That's about a keeper size fish. Oh, yeah, it's a keeper.
It's close enough to call it.
That's do I have to measure him?
Let's don't check him because that'll just hurt our feet.
No, that's a 15-incher.
No, he ain't, but that's fine. We'll
Okay. Okay. I'm out to get the board. Better fish. That was cool. Well, except for this one, maybe. You know, sometimes you just ought to shut up and not say nothing.
That's how it sounded when you said that.
Well, he's not. We've caught smaller bass now. That's actually, 13-incher, 13.5-incher.
Up there, he'll be a keeper by
2 years anyway.
time he's ready to spawn.
Boy, you got that winter yellow to him though.
Healthy. Healthy fish.
Here's another example of us getting up behind the docks, trying to make sure we cover all the bases. You can get in a lot of trouble, obviously, doing that. Boy, you can sure scratch a boat up. It's another advantage to me having my old bass rig. I don't worry about it so much. I put some pretty good gadgets on it, and I apologize to her every time I do. To get close to these fish, get in there where it works. And obviously this time it worked because Glen and I doubled up. Now, how's that for awesome? That's just cool. Not big bass. We have a little discussion here, it's hard to read in the wind, on who had the biggest bass. I would guess that we're pretty much tied. Mine was a little wider, his was a little bit longer. Anytime you double up, I don't care how big a fish, that's a good deal. No, he hunts a lot. There's a better fish. Look at him horse that thing in like it's a tournament. That's what, 5 pounds? Well,
That's another one of them we might be able to.
that's. There's a. Maybe they're not getting bigger. Maybe they're not. Notice how many of them got them extra dots below the lateral line today? I've been seeing that. Got all them little extra darks.
A hybrid, maybe?
There we go. Boy, they ain't getting bigger, Glenn. But that's all right. Somebody told me once that beats a sharp stick in the eye. This is probably the deepest bass we caught. Glenn caught this from about 8 or 9 feet of water. Again, we're just trying to cover those bases, trying not to leave anything on the table so we feel foolish later. And Chase has growed up so much. There you go. First spotted bass. There's the first spotted bass.
Catching limits of good solid keepers.
Well, I think they live here. I think they live up down through here. I've caught them on him. There's one there, about 12 pounds. Seriously, oh, not even 12 inches, dude.
My golly.
There we go. Well, they're about everywhere we go. I can come up and try and jump. Ain't nothing fantastic, but a pretty daggum fine day for fishing. You know? What we're talking about, these are the two baits we caught most fish on. I'm pretty sure mine's a 4-inch, his is a 5-inch. I think that's the difference. Yeah, it is. Sure it is. The body length.
Yeah, skinny.
It was funny though. We started off the day with the same color. I mean, it's not really a secret. What's that? It's a green what?
Dark melon pepper.
Dark
is
melon
what they
pepper.
Call it. It's green pumpkin.
Well,
all
it's
day
hard.
long.
It's hard to beat.
Yeah.
So I threw that brown one a little bit, but it's so windy. It's on a lighter head. It don't matter. This one worked from almost the first cast. I don't believe in colors as much as most people. A natural color, and this is what you want to throw. But I've caught them on. I've got a clear with a firecracker. I caught him on it once on Stockton.
Oh, really?
So his head, he's throwing it. What's that? A 5/16 or?
Started out 3/8. I mash it down,
Okay.
trim it a little bit. So
I caught all mine on a 1/4 ounce. It don't matter. It's amazing. We both caught fish. I'm throwing 8-pound line. He's throwing, what's that, 12?
That's 12 on that one.
And I don't think the fish were that picky on it.
Nah.
I am going to throw 8-pound line on this, especially in cold water. It's all I'm going to throw. I think it gives me extra bites. Yeah, I got to retie more often, a lot more often. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Retying's good for the soul.
Oh, sure.
What's that rod? It's a Fenwick? Is that the old HMG?
HMG.
How old's that rod?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, okay,
Dale, I couldn't even tell you.
Those were really super rods back in the day. It's a medium.
Medium light, I believe.
Good, because you got to have a little tip to work these things. And mine is a 6.5-foot casting rod. It's a Dobbins Sierra medium light. You got to have a little tip with those baits. It's a finesse thing. You got to give it a little bit. Now, these things are made, I've seen a 2-inch version somewhere once. They're made up to about...
a little crappie size.
Yeah,
when it's
crappie
about that
size.
long, yeah.
I've seen those. I throw the 4-inch more than anything. I have 3-inch. I have flipped these in brush piles on a regular bass jig head. The big ones, I got 5, like a 6-inch. A Berkeley makes a big one. There's several versions. Now, this one is a chompers.
Just chomper.
Both chompers. So there you go. I've got others too. I'm going to start making them myself. Talk to him. I'm going to make them. I'm going to do some experimenting. But anyway,
I want some.
there you go. What we were doing today, though, we were hopping the bait mostly.
Basically,
the-
drag, counting the rocks is what I call
Yeah, the
it.
fish were coming after it some, even cranking it back in.
The bite kind of changed.
The bite, the wind changed, the bite changed, or we got out of the fish.
We
But
started out, they were thumping it pretty
Yeah.
good, and then after that, it just got to,
that time of year. But we stayed with them. We caught fish all the way to the end. It's just a superior bait for this time of the year. It will catch a lot of little fish, but I've caught enough bass over 5-6 pounds on it.
too.
And I've caught bass all the way up to spawning season. When you can't see the nests, just pea gravel banks, spawning fish eat this thing up.
Yeah.
They eat it up. So it's a real versatile bait that way, but for me it's a cold water bait, which starts this time of the year. It's going to be more effective, and you don't ever get too cold for it. You skip it off ice and catch fish. So, well, Glenn, buddy, I want to thank you. Seriously, man, that was
Fun.
as much fun as I'd hoped it'd be. I tried to kill myself at the end. Nope. I didn't get wet. I didn't fall in the lake. So thank you all for watching. As always, I know my videos kind of suck, but it's what we do. That was a fish catching thing. Is exactly, I couldn't script it. I'd like to have a big fish, but it was exactly what I thought.
Fun day. Beautiful day for December.
It's got to be 62, 64 degrees
Wonderful.
out here.
I don't even need this jacket.
No, it's getting warm. The navigator's warm. Bye, guys. God bless. We'll talk to you later.